Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to give an overview and a quick demo of a software called IronCalc. And IronCalc you can think of as a new software that I guess is trying to be maybe an open source alternative to Excel. Um, and it's very interesting. It's written in Rust. It's in its infancy state, but it may be a promising new open source alternative to Google Sheets or Excel. And this is the GitHub page. It started originally, 2 years ago, but it does seem to be a fairly active repository, and it has 2.2 thousand stars at this moment. And a quick read of the README. IronCalc is a new, modern, work-in-progress spreadsheet engine and set of tools to work with spreadsheets in diverse settings. This repository contains the main engine, the Excel SX reader and writer, programmed in Rust. You'll be able to use it from a variety of programming languages like Python, JavaScript, Node.js, and possibly R, Julia, or Go. Okay, so yeah, it's interesting that it's written in Rust and it's web-based. So this is open source. And one of the cool things about it is that you can actually test a demo app version. If you go to ironcalc.com, that is their main website. You can see this is the website, and it says it's an open source spreadsheet engine. And then you can go to try now. If you go to try now, it'll give you a blank spreadsheet. So yeah, so let's just dive into this real quick. This is a test. I think I copied this from a free spreadsheet online just to get some data. This might have been like a sample spreadsheet, and I added these columns. So imagine you were using Google Sheets or Excel or LibreOffice Calc. This does look typical. You've got the rows numbered 1, 2, 3, and so on. And then you have columns A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. And this does look like a typical spreadsheet. And I just wanted to be honest, yeah, to show you, give an honest review and show you different features. Okay, so you can use your mouse and hover over this like that, and that's how you can select some rows. Unfortunately, things like select Control A, like in Excel or LibreOffice Calc or Google Sheets, doesn't work unfortunately. And there's not an option to do a file select all, so you have to do it manually with your mouse, but that's okay. Up here, and also unfortunately there's no Control B, so like a hotkey, you have to use this up here. But these up here work pretty good. You can bold it, you can underline it, and so on. This is strike through. You can strike through, for example, let's do strike through multiple rows. And then here we can have the font color. We can have, for example, let's say we want blue color, so we can have blue, or maybe we want, let's say red color. Do red color. Maybe I didn't select that correctly. Okay, did that work? Let's see if that's going to work. Not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Yeah, maybe that's just a feature they haven't worked on. Don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but for some reason I can't figure that out. Okay, so I just changed it to that color, and I wonder why I can't change it to a red color. Not really sure why that is, but let's try to change it back to what is it, F? I forgot what it is in FFFF. I forgot what the hex code is for black and white. Okay, so I just made it all white. Now let's try to make it all black. Or I guess it's all purple. I honestly can't. Okay, maybe it's, yeah, 0000 is the hex code. Okay, so now what I want to make this bold again. So I'm going to go up here and then just try this here. This is the fill color. Let's say I want to make it yellow color for some reason. Okay, I think that's kind of cool. Then you can do a Control Z. You can do File. Okay, so that it doesn't show, but you can type Control Z and it should undo it. Okay, maybe not actually. Okay, I guess I was wrong about that. Have the fill color be actually don't know how to clear the formatting. Maybe that's a feature they haven't implemented yet. Okay, so anyway, so that's some of that. And here we can do some alignments. I'm not really interested in that. But let's just see what this does here. Align left. Okay. Align center, align right. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting thing. And then this thing here, it says show grid lines. So we can, you see the grid lines go away everywhere, or we can keep them. I usually like to have grid lines. And then this here, name manager, I haven't tried this, but it might be a useful feature. Okay, and you can see at the bottom here, we can have sheets. So just like in Google Sheets, you can have different sheets or LibreOffice Calc. I almost never use Excel. Usually I use Google Sheets or LibreOffice Calc. And anyway, so to me, IronCalc seems pretty interesting so far. And one of the things I figured out just by playing around is that they have implemented the function average. So if you want to get the mean, like the specific, if we're talking about average, I think we're talking about specifically the mean, as in you sum up all these numbers and divide by the number of them. So in this case, it would be 30. So sum up this and divide by 30, and then we would get that number. And then this, they've implemented min, like minimum. So the minimum number is 20, and that's correct. And then this, they have maximum. It doesn't seem that they have median function. Median is a different type of average. I won't go into exactly how, but anyways, you can think of mean and median are like the two most common types of averages out there. Okay, so here, people's ages. So for example, I figured out the average is, I did the average, and then I went from age 2, which is this one, all the way to age 31. This is just like you would do in Google Sheets or LibreOffice Calc, and I think Excel as well. Unfortunately, one of the biggest limitations I see so far is they don't seem to have sorting. For me, anytime I want to use an Excel or Google Sheet, sorting is extremely important for me. So I hope they would implement this, but again, this is open source, and maybe you could add this feature if it doesn't exist because it's open source. I think so far this is really good, and it probably was a lot of work that they've done, and I think they've done a good job so far. And one of the cool features here also is they have the share button from the app. If you click on share, you'll get a URL. And for example, go here, and this is the link, right? So you can actually share this with other people and they can see it. I don't know if they're able to edit it, but at least they could see it, and maybe they could edit it. I haven't tested it enough. But I think this is pretty cool. And yeah, so, and I originally found out about this on the Hacker News from this link here. And this was a while back, but I'm only now making this video. So, okay, and again, one thing about IronCalc, they specifically say it's in its infancy, although we aim at supporting many of the common spreadsheet functions. You might find some important features. Okay, anyway, so you can contact them, and maybe even you can help with the coding if you're so inclined, if you know how to code. And then the documentation, yeah, it's good. It could use some more info, but I think it's okay. So I think if they were going to do anything, they should work on the sorting because I don't see any obvious way to sort, just like in Google Sheets or something. But anyway, so I think that this is a promising new software, IronCalc, and in the coming months, I would hope that they can improve. But one of the coolest things about it is that it's web-based, or it can be web-based, and they have the app that you can use. Of course, you have Google Sheets already, but Google Sheets is not open source, but this is open source, so that's a really cool feature. And I love LibreOffice, and I use LibreOffice Calc. But unfortunately, it's just an app on a computer. It's not web-based, but this is web-based. So in theory, you could work on this from anywhere. But right now, the limit, to me, it's not useful enough for me to want to use it daily, like I would with Google Sheets or LibreOffice Calc. But maybe in the coming months and years, this could get really good. Okay, so again, this is called IronCalc, and it's basically an open source alternative to Excel or kind of a web-based version for like LibreOffice Calc or even Excel. I don't know if I've mentioned that already. Like Google Sheets, Excel, LibreOffice Calc. You can think of this as more or less a web-based, open source web-based alternative. So IronCalc. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This was again an overview of IronCalc, an open source spreadsheet application. And in the coming months and years, maybe it'll get really good. Right now it's in its infancy, but hopefully it'll get better over time. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.